Weeks of Drag Race, and they were like, "You are so right." I was like, "About what?" Because I'm right about a lot of stuff. You're gonna have to be more specific. Hey everybody. Alright, so this was episode 4 of RuPaul's All-Stars that we are going to review today. It's literally maybe about 3 minutes after the show has gone off and after Untucked has gone off, so a lot of my notes are very quick. Let me get my notes here. There you go. I rushed through the notes, so it's going to be a very raw video, but I have got to do the video now or I'm not going to be able to do it this week. This week has been hell. If you follow me on Facebook, Tumblr, you probably know that my car is in the shop. I won't be able to get it out until Friday. So I've been pretty stressed out about that. Had a lot of things happen this week. Got some bad news about my dad and everything else. So it's been a very hectic week. Been trying to get to work using the bus system here in Tampa, which sucks. Just a lot of bad news that I've gotten this week. $600 in car repair. Literally, my car died in the middle of an intersection in rush hour traffic on my way to work. That was not fun. I had to call out of work for the first time in 6 years that day, which stresses me out because I had perfect attendance up until this point. So, and it's a 2-hour trip commute using Tampa's bus system to work. It's a 6-minute drive by car. Only a 19-minute trip in the actual bus itself. It's the transfers and the stops and the waits at the actual bus stop to wait on the second bus and the third bus. Once we get to actual work, we have another 15-minute bus ride just to get to the premises. And then I got some bad news. Actually, I should have known this. The Drag Stars at Sea cruise that's supposed to be going on in a couple weeks. It starts December 2nd through the 9th. Was originally going to go on. I even did my whole deposit, blah, 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 all this stuff. And ended up having to take my deposit back because I'm just not going to be able to make it on the cruise. Work, we have blackout periods, and we're just not going to be able to do it. Well, it's a good thing that I was actually able to back out because it was going to be really cheap for me to go on this cruise, considering the fact that the cruise was originally supposed to be coming out of Tampa, but then they switched from Royal Caribbean to Carnival. Michelle Visage. Had to have been Michelle Visage's fault. Probably was her idea to change it to Miami. So now the cruise is leaving from the port of Miami instead of the port of Tampa. And here we are at work. We're preparing for this influx of gay travelers for this cruise. Now how the hell are we going to sell all those rainbow hats now that everybody's flying into Miami instead of Tampa? Bright idea, Danny. Okay, this week's All-Star moment, I believe, has to go to Team Your Lexus. I mean, all the teams did great, so it's pretty much just a coin toss as to who was actually going to go. Oh, hi, Tammy Brown. Forgot to mention. Got a picture of Tammy Brown and E.T. from Mars on my wall. Hi, Timmy. Too gay to function. E.T. actually wasn't from Mars, was he? What planet was he from? Remember they made a book, like a sequel to E.T. They never made the actual movie sequel to E.T. And I think the book was called The Green Planet. So E.T. was from the Green Planet. That would rule out Mars. I don't know where E.T. was from. I don't know if they ever said. Yeah. What was I doing? All-Star moment. Okay. I think the All-Star moment had to have gone to Your Lexus. They got paired up with Kelly Osbourne, who out of all these other girls that were guests for the choreography for the little girl group challenge, Kelly Osbourne is by far the most well-known. She's the most likable. I'm sorry, but your Alexis, they actually had a leg up on the competition here. They had Kelly. Kelly's been on the judging panel with RuPaul. She's made several appearances on this show. They really lucked out. I think they should have won the challenge, just by the simple fact that they had Kelly on their team. The "you don't deserve to be here" moment, I think, went to Chanel, who was like the choreography Hitler of this whole challenge. I really think that Logo and RuPaul just wanted to kind of serve some tension there, because it made it look like Shad was really upset that Chanel was being a dictator in the choreography, and that she was being very aggressive and just kind of overpowering the group decisions. I mean, it had to pay off, because Team Shad actually ended up winning this competition. Not so sure I agree with. The OMG moment of the week had to have been the Shemergency button finally getting used. It ended up being Yarlexis and RuJubi in the bottom two, and they had to lip sync for their lives. And Alexis, because Yara said that she trusted her. Hold on, my cat is. Stop it. Go. She always tends to make noise and try to interrupt my video whenever I'm doing these things. But anyway, your Alexis ended up putting Alexis up on the stage because Yara said, "I trust you." Yara didn't even let Alexis get into the thing before she was slamming her hand on the Shemergency button. And then Yara got up there to really power through and, win this one for Team Yarlexis. That just shows that Yarlexis is the one with the big ego in that team. Now, these two have been best friends since their season. They have very good chemistry. Like I said, they had Kelly on their team. They should have won this competition. I actually thought that Alexis was doing a fairly good job in the lip sync. She had Jujubee scared because Jujubee said that Alexis is a great dancer. But Yara hit the Shemergency button. And she got up there, and her performance wasn't that great. I think that's what ended up sending them home. Ironically, the one with the really big ego, Yara, was the one that ended up costing him. Not Alexis, who was the one that supposedly Yara has been dragging through this competition. Love Yara to death, but I think she ended up showing the judging panel that she didn't have confidence in her teammate when she hit that Shemergency button. Oh god, this cat's gonna kill me. The what the fuck moment of the week had to have been Santino Rice again. Again, talking about someone's leggings on stage. I know this is really going to piss off Big Gal Review. She's definitely going to make a comment about Santino again on her reviews here on YouTube. The "oh no girl, she didn't" moment of the week was actually on Untucked. Raven talking about her group. Now, granted, RuJubi was not the best performance in this challenge. Who was the girl? That's how forgettable she was. Let's see. It was Katie. Katie something. Raven wanted to put her in full drag, and apparently Katie was a little bit resistant to this. Now, granted, you go on a show called Drag Race to be in drag, so I can understand Raven being a little bit frustrated. But Raven said that she was going to have to dumb it down for this girl so that they could actually get through this competition. She literally threw Katie under the bus. Raven, listen, hunty. This is a mentor challenge. If you lose and get sent home, it's your fault, not hers. Every single year when they have these mentor challenges, you have one or two of the queens that are like, I got the worst one of the group. Life is unfair. Shut the fuck up. You're the one playing for the money. You're the one playing for the top prize. It's your responsibility as a drag queen to take these people that don't do drag for a living, bring them into your world, coach them, and make a good performance. It's your job, not theirs. The shade of the week. Are you done? Are you done? The shade of the week moment actually came when they did I always love this challenge. It's the library challenge, where they get to read the other contestants. It's always very, very fun. Loved it. Every year I love it. Your Alexis killed it in this challenge. I really, really liked their chemistry, their flow, the jokes kept coming, they were funny. Your Alexis was a little bit too animated, but overall they did very well. I loved Alexis's comment when Yara goes, knock knock. And Alexis goes, who's there? Yara goes, Chanel. I think I got this backwards. Anyway, Yara goes, Chanel who? And Alexis goes, exactly. See, I totally screwed that up. I would do terrible at this library reading challenge, but it was hilarious watching it on TV. So, I thought that was funny. Alright. It's Yara that's too animated, not Yara Alexis. So screw that one up too. Alright, so the Q&A section, I'm actually going to have to do a whole entirely separate video because I've asked on Facebook, Tumblr, YouTube, Twitter for comments and responses both prior to this episode and after, and all week I've actually been getting some responses, at least on Tumblr. I'm actually pretty surprised. I'm very happy about the response that I've gotten on Tumblr. Last week, I had started off with about 24 followers on Tumblr, and through putting the little tag up, it's always so different looking into this camera lens, up here somewhere, yeah, the Tumblr address for Daily Queen, which is my RuPaul's Drag Race blog, it went from 24 followers to 196, so hopefully we go over the 200 mark. I was about to say $200 mark. Over the 200 mark this week, so that will be great. And I've been getting a lot of responses, so I'm actually going to have to do an entirely separate video for that. I mean, it's a good problem to actually have to do 2 videos. I always make fun. It's all in fun, though. Literally, making fun. It's fun. Of throwing shade, the YouTube reviewers, most famous YouTube reviewers for RuPaul's Drag Race, because their videos take like an hour to do, to actually sit down and watch. The reason why my videos aren't longer is I'm using iMovie and it only gives you 15-minute time periods to do it. So I have to do a video in 15 minutes, upload it. So next video, please.